Food impacts more than just your weight. Let me say it again for those of you in the back who didn't quite hear.
Food impacts more than just your weight.
Some people break out in hives or rashes after eating citrus fruit, or some people get a swollen tongue from eating peanut butter. Some people get full-blown diarrhea from eating dairy. These are all examples of obvious reactions the body may have to a food.
It's happening. It's happening.
And more often than not, they're pretty easy to deduce what that food was that caused the reaction. So then you've things like bloating, lack of energy, waking up feeling like just generally unfocused or overthinking things. Things we just put up with. Why? You drink alcohol and the next morning you wake up dehydrated and with a headache. You know it's a hangover, you know it's because of the alcohol. But you eat a big bowl of pasta and the next morning you wake up feeling kind of groggy, you're just a bit of a brain fog going on. And do you associate it with the pasta? Because I know I didn't. I just thought I wasn't a morning person. And then to take it a step further, we have things like acne, anxiety, depression, epilepsy, PCOS, diabetes, things we might take medication for. Just give me the pill, doc. Or just train ourselves to live with. But what if the foods we were eating were contributing to these problems? When we think about the impact that food has on us, it's generally to do with weight gain or weight loss. We're aware of intolerances or the fact that people might have allergic reactions to certain foods. But the idea that the choice of food that we eat can impact our hormones, our brain, our thoughts, our mindset, or even cure these hormonal imbalances, fertility issues, or neurological issues, that just seems like the furthest thing from our minds when we're choosing what we want to eat.
Inflammation in the joint, it hurts. If you have a sore throat, there's inflammation in your throat, it hurts. If your brain's inflamed, it doesn't hurt. But it shows up as depression, anxiety, ADD, dementia, OCD, whatever, right? Autism. These are all inflammatory diseases of the brain. A lot of the source of the inflammation comes from imbalances in the microbiome, in the bacteria in the gut, what you call dysbiosis. Dysbiosis, which is really bad bugs that are growing that drive inflammation. And when you're eating different foods, you're feeding different bugs. And that may be how the mechanism of this works with mental health.
When your focus is on weight and that's your association with food, you're going to eat processed foods, modified foods, zero-calorie foods, foods that have natural fat stripped out of it to make it a low-calorie, low-fat product. Why is low-fat a good thing when that food is naturally high in fat? It doesn't make sense. Cool, you can fit it into your daily calorie count, but in the long run, not so cool. It could have an impact on you internally or mentally. Go. The focus of this video is to introduce the idea that food can impact a lot of other things in your life other than your weight. And the discussion about weight loss and that kind of rabbit hole is something I want to leave for another video. I think we'll give this a nice old analogy right now. If someone crashed into your car, you'd see the bumper hanging off, you'd see dents and scratches, you'd see a crack in the windscreen, but you'd still look under the hood, right? Because there could be damage under there too, and there is. And similarly, if you eat an ice cream sundae, you might have physical, visible effects, or you might have internal impacts from eating that sundae.
It happened. It happened.
But look, you get your car fixed and the problem solved, right? And equally, you give up dairy. Cool. But then a few weeks later, a bird just offloads on your car and you go to use your wipers, but no fluid comes out. And you're thinking, I just filled that up recently, like what's going on there? So you check it out and the container has a hole in it and the fluid's been leaking out slowly but surely until now it's gone. When did that hole happen? It was a crash, but the hole's so small that you didn't notice it straight away. And going back to the sundae, you gave up dairy, but you continued eating sugar. And you find yourself unfocused, constantly overthinking, and then slowly but surely you get to a point a few weeks, few months later, and you're wondering, do I have anxiety? What happened? Like, this is not what I'm usually like. What's wrong with me?
There was all this science that was happening, and gradually they were showing the effects of sugar on mental health. And of course, mental health and sugar intake has increased at the same rate, same as obesity, diabetes, the whole lot. Quitting sugar had an immediate impact on both my Hashimoto's and my bipolar. Immediate, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I noticed a discernible difference.